Give me a hand in welcoming up Dr. Bob Porzio.
Good evening. Thank you, Jennifer. You start with the beauty, now you get the beast. Bob Porzio. Currently, I am an associate in Sacramento with Dr. Bob Gelfi, who will be speaking here shortly, and I just purchased the San Jose, the Bay Area, or Silicon Valley BodyLogicMD practice, and I'm working on opening that up. I'm kind of here to talk to you about the beginnings of the process, the why of it all. Why would you do this? Why did I do it? And I think to do that, you need a little bit of background on me. I'm an emergency physician, currently still work 7-8 shifts a month in the ER, level 2 trauma center, heart center, stroke center, birthing center, pediatric center, all of that stuff. That's what I trained in, and that's what I thought I would do forever. And as we go on, sometimes things changed. What you trained for may not be what you initially do or eventually do. Or medicine changes, I found other interests, and that led me to A4M about 6 years ago. This is my 6th year in a row here in Vegas. Got interested back then. 4 years ago, fellowshipped, boarded, did all of that, and decided I want to do anti-aging functional medicine. I want to open a practice. So my wife and I sat down and said, okay, we're going to open a practice. What do? I'm an ER doc. I go into an ER, I punch a clock basically. Everything's there, pick up a chart, see a patient, turn it in, the stuff gets done. There's already a process there that I didn't have to worry about. So in doing this practice, we thought, well, it's a business, what are we going to do? We need a business license. I guess we get one of those. We need a name, let's come up with that. So we toyed around with all that for a while. In the meantime, I had a neighbor who kept coming over and saying, you're doing the anti-aging thing. It sounds great, I'm reading about it, and I'd say, yeah, I'm learning this, learning that. He'd come back later, a week later, hey, I read Mark Hyman's book, Functional Medicine, that sounds awesome. Ultra wellness, you know, and finally he came over one night and he said, when are you opening? I said, I don't know, we're working on it. And he reached into his pocket, he took out a handful of cash and he put it on my kitchen table. He said, you're open and I'm your first patient. Two things hit me then. Cash, fee for service, 100% right there. My reimbursement in the ER, it's about 29%. The second thing was, I didn't have a process. Labs, where do I go for labs? Saliva, urine, where do I get these tests? I had to set up all these accounts, something I was totally unfamiliar with. So we opened, and I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, but to be honest, I'm not sure when I opened that practice because we never really opened. We just started doing it. And I had known Bob from working in the hospital with him, and he had said before, you know, when you get ready, I'm down in Sac, maybe we'll do something. So we talked, he needed somebody down there, and I joined him about a year ago. And after 6 months of being an associate in Sacramento, said this is it, this is what I need to do. The process is already here. The whole system is in place. They've done all that footwork for me already, the stuff I spent 2 to 3 years trying to figure out. They had it down. So I talked with Bob and he said, best thing you can do is open your own practice. So I bought the San Jose practice, and what BodyLogicMD did for me is I knew where I wanted to go. I knew the area, I think, a little better than they did, the San Francisco Bay Area, but they made sure where I wanted to go was the right place. We exhausted other areas and why they didn't fit for me, and came out, they narrowed down offices for me. They toured the offices for me, said this is why this would work in our experience, which they had behind them and I did not, and this is why this place would work for you. So we narrowed it down. They helped with the lease. They set out the resources to negotiate the lease that was in my best interest and set up the office. There needed to be some construction done on it, some wiring done. They've taken care of that. They're doing it right now, actually, probably. And we fly back Saturday night. Sunday, we go pick up the key and do our walkthrough. We start first patient January 14th. And they really help support the whole process. So that's where I came from. Okay.